I haven't even left the car yet, and John already has to put band-aids on. And I've got something on my shirt. Bit of a mess this morning.
Taylor left me alone with her GoPro, so I'm going to give you all a rundown. We've got chicken salad sandwich, Mooner's honey, a lot of stuff we're not taking, wrong boots packed from the get-go, and there's Taylor. She's a little nervous about today. Why are you nervous about today?
I don't want to talk about it. I don't know. We haven't backpacked in a long time. This is by far the farthest we've ever even attempted to hike. I just haven't lifted a 40-pound backpack in a very long time. I also really hope a bear doesn't get into our car while we're gone, because there's some food in there and some really stinky, sulfury clothes from that hot spring we went to. I guess we can always turn around if it turns out to be bad. I don't have any bad feelings. Mine is holding the toilet paper in my hands. I don't have any bad feelings about the trip. I'm just nervous. I think I'm more excited. I have butterflies and I don't know how to contain this feeling right now. So, here we go.
Best thing to do when you're nervous about a trail is just get going. Finish your chicken salad sandwich and get on the road.
Hello everyone, this is the Traveling Tacos and John. We are embarking on our honeymoon journey through the Sawtooth Wilderness. We are starting today at the Redfish Lodge near the Redfish Lake. We are going to be going on a 75-mile backpacking loop through the Sawtooth Mountains of Idaho. I'm a little bit nervous. John's pretty excited. We're both pretty excited. We've never done anything quite this long before. The most we've ever attempted was 50 miles through Yellowstone. Tonight we're going to be getting to Thompson Lake, right below Thompson Peak. Today should be our hardest day with the most elevation gain, and then after that it's just going to be a big old loop all the way back here. It's going to take us about a week, possibly up to 10 days to complete all of this. We're ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. wilderness. I hope you can see how blue this water is in this video. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. It's beautiful. It was really hard to hike to though. Harder than some of the Colorado 14ers. This view was pretty worth it. Now we're gonna see if there's any fish in it. Alright, end of day one. Trying to take this video before the sun goes down while we're eating our gumbo. We hiked a little over 4 miles to get to the base of the Thompson Lake, Thompson Peak Trail. And Thompson Lake was so cool. Well, I mean, the peak looked really cool, but we didn't get up to the top of that. Luckily, when we got to where the trails split off, we decided to take our bags off and set up camp because we realized that the trail we were on, we're going to be taking tomorrow anyway, so it would save us a mile having to pack up and go down that extra mile from Thompson Lake. Thank goodness we did, because the trail to Thompson Lake was pretty sketchy. And I don't know if with us having our packs on, if we would have made it all the way to Thompson Lakes. And Thompson Lakes was freaking incredible. Like the bluest water I have ever seen in my life, especially at the base of a mountain and in an alpine lake. It had to have been glacier water or something.
I don't know about that. It was snow melt.
And it was freezing cold. John got in.
It was a great cold plunge.
But we were really, really glad to not have our super heavy packs on because that would have been quite a trek. But it was really pretty up there, so we could have camped. There was some really nice spots. But with us having 7 days worth of gear and food and stuff, it would have been quite a haul. So overall, it was a really great day until while at Thompson Lakes, I accidentally set off my bear canister.
Negligent discharge.
So now some of my stuff on the right side of my bag smells like pepper spray and has burned me a couple times, including when I was moving some stuff around in the bag and then proceeded to put on chapstick. My lips were on fire, and that is like an understatement. I really was at the point of like needing to put some burn cream or something on my lips. Luckily we had just filled up all of our water with the freezing cold water from a nice little spring nearby, so I was able to just kind of hold that as like an ice pack substitute. Tomorrow we're going to continue on the Alpine Way Trail, make our way towards Goat Creek. We won't go up to Goat Lake the way we went to Thompson Lake tonight. So we'll just camp along the creek down at the bottom. The further we can get, the better, so that we can get to Sawtooth Lake the following day even faster. I'm not sure if I said at the beginning of the video, but today is Monday, July 31st, 2023. So it's Monday. We're hoping to get to Sawtooth Lake by Wednesday morning. We have a nice little climb up there. That should be a really, really prime spot for us to do some fly fishing. We took our gear up to Thompson Lake. Didn't even try. Didn't see any fish. It's pretty deep. Yeah, it's huge. But we were pretty beat from hiking up there. And once he decided that he wanted to jump in, I said, I'm not getting my fishing stuff out. All I'm going to catch is you. So anyways, It was a really great first day. The gumbo I made could have been a little bit better. We're going to try it again tomorrow. Just with the high altitude, I probably should have let it cook a little longer. I always forget that when it comes to dehydrated meals, that they need to sit a little longer at higher elevation. We're at, 6,500 feet right now, if not a little higher?
Roughly.
Yeah, so it was a really great first day, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, don't season it with bear spray next time.
Thanks, I'll take that advice. Strapped up and ready to go for day 2. Here we go. The whole hike this morning has been really deep wooded trails for the last half mile. I'm going to climb over a lot of down timber, and that part is not very much fun. It is the end of day 2 for us hiking wise. It's not the end of day 2 by any means. It's only about 4:30, or it was when we decided to set up camp and start cooking. We've already eaten, set up our tent and everything like that. We did 8 miles today. We got past Goat Creek, where we were originally thinking we were going to want to camp, but I decided, John watched me, witnessed, I said I cannot climb anymore, and tomorrow we have quite a hike up to Sawtooth Lake, so we're going to try our hardest to get up before daybreak, hike a little bit, or hike super early in the morning to get up to Sawtooth Lake right as sun is rising, or as close to it as we can. We have about 3 miles to the lake, but today's hike was pretty difficult, only because it was about 90 degrees. We were listening to the weather on our radio, and it got up to 90 degrees, and in the pure sunshine, it was really hot. So I said, I can't climb anymore. We are camped now in the base of the valley, and tomorrow morning it's going to be nothing but a straight climb with a lot of switchbacks all the way up to Sawtooth Lake. I'm really excited to see what Sawtooth Lake looks like. I think we'll take some time, do some fishing, maybe get started hiking later in the afternoon tomorrow to try to beat some of that really hot temperatures, because then after that we've got a little bit of a climb over to Grand Jean, and then that's where we'll be trying to get to tomorrow evening. Now that we've stopped and gotten lunch, it's or dinner, supper, it's about 5:30, and the temperature's really nice. So I think had we not already set up camp and stuff, I could have maybe pushed myself, but probably only another mile or two. So I think tomorrow, with our plan to take some time in the afternoon to beat the heat, go swimming a little bit, should be pretty good to do some evening hiking, and even set up camp in the dark. Last night it didn't even get dark till golly, close to 10 o'clock. We got in bed at 9:30, and I had to pull my hat over my eyes because it was so bright out. So overall, it's been beautiful. It was a really pretty trail. Except for today, we went through some downed woods, and climbing up and over some downed trees is pretty taxing. But once we got through that part, I'd say that was like about a mile. Not the entire mile, but like for a mile, mile and a half. Every now and then we'd come across a patch of downed trees. So it's been really pretty. I've enjoyed it so far. What about you?
It's been fun. It was hot today. It was hot. Really nice to get to the creek here, Iron Creek, and fill up the water, because we had both polished off our water bladders today.
Just about to the point of not being able to get anything out of them.
Yep.
Mine had about this much left. You just had a little bit more, but not even a liter.
That's a lot for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our 3-liter bladders were just about empty, so it was nice. We're gonna try to hit it early in the morning. It's the morning of day 3. We've got about a 3.5 mile climb to Sawtooth Lake.
1,500 feet, though.
Yeah, I said a climb. Yeah. A lot of elevation gain to get up to Sawtooth Lake. We went to bed really early last night, and yet still are hitting the trail around 8 a.m. The mosquitoes were really bad here at this spot. Hopefully they're better at the lake, but I doubt it. Alright, let's start climbing. Dork. of day 3's hiking, and all we made it to was Sawtooth Lake. So no big deal, but it is now raining. Luckily not a lot yet. There's been a little bit of crazy thunder and some lightning. We got to the lake around, like 12 o'clock. Had some lunch, did a solid hour or two of fishing, and then we were just relaxing while the sun was out. Fortunately, all day while we were hiking up, it was nice and cloudy. Then around like 2:30, the sun came out, and now it's about 4:30, the time that we were talking about getting back on the trail, and it's raining. So we're not gonna hike anymore today. We built a little makeshift shelter here and then went ahead and set up our tent for the night. Because that we only made it to Sawtooth Lake, we have decided to change our route in just the ever slightest bit. Instead of heading to Grand Jean and down around, we instead are going to take the Barren Pass and try to cut a couple of days off so that we can do a little bit more exploring around Idaho. Today was a tough little climb, but we did it in just a couple hours. It wasn't too bad. I think we did it right under 4 miles, so it was a good day. Caught 2 fish. Maybe the rain will stop. After it rains is always the best time to go fishing, and maybe we can get back out or do some early in the morning. Anyone?
I don't think it's called Barren Pass.
Yeah, Baron.
Yeah, I don't think that's what the pass is called, though.
Ooh. I thought it was called Barren Pass.
I don't think the pass is named on the map.
Oh. Well, we're going to go near Barren something tomorrow or the day after. Tomorrow we'll go back down into a valley and then up and over.
The Barren Lakes is where we're headed to.
Yeah. Alright, we'll get it figured out before we hit the trail tomorrow. It's the start of day 4. We are... What is the name of this trail we're taking? Do you even remember? Right Fork something?
It's the Right Fork Barren Lakes Trail.
It's the start of day 4. We are now going to be heading on the Right Fork Barren Lakes Trail, we think. Should all be downhill today. Ready to get out of here and away from these mosquitoes. down to the junction from the Sawtooth Lakes, which was considered the North Fork Barren Lakes Trail, North Fork Trail. Now we are going to be heading on the Redfish Creek, Barren Creek Trail, hiking up to the Barren Lakes. We're probably only going to get about 2 more miles in this evening. It's about 4:30 right now. We're going to try to get to 2 unnamed lakes and then tomorrow make it up to the actual Barren Lakes. It's going to be quite a little climb, about, what do we say, 6.5 miles all the way to Barren Lakes from where we are right now. So we'll see how much we do the rest of this evening and see how much I hate myself after committing to these last 2 miles. I should have said in that last video, we made it to the intersection right before 2 o'clock. We stopped and took a very nice lunch break, ate the rest of our tacos from last night, and we waited for some clouds to roll in, well, just for the sun to go down a little bit so that it wasn't quite as hot. So that's why we are hitting the trail around 4:30. This was always our plan. Well, I don't think John and I could have planned that any better. We hiked 3 miles. We thought we'd make it the 4.5 to the Barren Falls. But as soon as we got to the mile marker 3, there was a nice little campsite. We stood there, looked at our map, and decided that's where we wanted to camp for the night to just go ahead. It's about 6:30, and as soon as we took off our packs, it started to rain a little bit, and we got our tent set up in the nick of time. It's not raining too much yet, but we can hear the raindrops falling, and we got everything under cover before it even had the chance to hit us. Morning. It is day 5, Friday. We are getting ready to get up to Barren Lakes early this morning. The sun is just starting to rise. It's probably about 7 o'clock. What time is it?
7:13.
Yep, so it's right after 7. The sun hasn't fully risen yet over the mountains. It's really nice. We got 4 miles to Barren Lakes, about a mile and a half over the pass, or to the top of the pass, and then down over. We're gonna try to get to a campsite at the lakes on the other side, and then hopefully, if the weather holds out, we're gonna try to do a little day hike to an area called the Temple that we realized when we cut our trip location shorter that we cut off and we really want to get to. So we've got a lot we're trying to accomplish today, so we're getting started really early and hoping the weather and everything holds out. And we've only got about 1 or 2 more days after this. We're getting close to the finish line. Last night's campsite was absolutely beautiful with the flowers. It poured and rained a whole lot. But we're ready to go now. It's a little chilly this morning. This bag's gonna keep me nice and warm. Ready to go?
Yeah, get away from these mosquitoes.
Yep. It's a bridge! We haven't had a safe water crossing this whole time. Oh.
Feel like we're back in civilization.
We aren't too far. Wow. That was the last official climb of our designated trail. And John continues to climb more. From here, it's all downhill to our car. Woo!
Yeah.
We made it down to the junction. Good morning. It is day 6 on the trail. We are at the junction and we have about 4 miles down to Redfish Lake. It's a bittersweet last day for us. We were hoping that we could take a little day trip up to the temple, but unfortunately it is still extremely foggy and there's a chance of rain again today. So we don't think that climbing up the 5 miles up there is quite worth it. And also, our shoes are pretty darn wet from yesterday. Hiking in a little bit of rain, cooking, hanging our bear bags, everything like that. Our boots have not had a chance to dry out. So we just really don't think that it's going to be quite nice on our feet to go all the way up to the temple. So instead, we're hoping that we can hike just the 4 miles down to Redfish Lake and then hitchhike on a boat shuttle across the lake. If not, we have another additional 5 miles. So it'll be a total of 9 miles all the way to the car if we do have to do that. Fingers crossed that we can just pay somebody and hop on a boat. But it feels really weird that this is our last day in the Sawtooth Wilderness. I can't say I've enjoyed every single minute of it, but every day I have enjoyed overall. The trails have been really up and down along with my emotions and feelings. But it's been beautiful and I'm very sad to be leaving, although my body is definitely going to be enjoying taking a break and getting some pizza in Stanley. But it's been a really wonderful trip. John, what has been your favorite part?
Definitely not the mosquitoes.
Yeah. Okay, the mosquitoes have been bad. Not as bad as some other people had warned us that they would be, and nowhere near as bad as when we went to Yellowstone. And in all my videos, they're literally going in front of us and blocking our view. But there has been a consistent supply stream of mosquitoes every single place that we've been. And it's crazy. The weather every day has been really different. The first 2 days without rain were hot, 90-degree hot, uncomfortable to sleep in, waking up sweating. And then today's today, they're pretty chilly. It rained all night last night, and as you can tell, it's still really foggy out. And I'd say it's probably 50 degrees right now, maybe. Yeah, around that. So it's funny how much the temperature and stuff has changed and how much the views have changed between different sides of the mountain, different valleys, coming over different mountain passes. Yesterday and the day before looked nothing alike each other. Yesterday's hike, really the night before-ish when we did those 3 miles, was John actually said it looked like a Jurassic Park movie because it was so dense with vegetation and ferns, and then other parts are really barren and just other parts are traditional woods. It's been really interesting.
The really dense area was the Sawtooth Barren Lakes Trail.
Yeah, that was, it's been really different. So, what has been your favorite part so far?
Either Thompson Lake or the hike down North Fork, the North Fork Trail, because we went swimming at Thompson Lake and we went swimming at the end of the North Fork Trail before we started up the Barren Lakes, Redfish Barren Lakes Trail.
Yeah, and you like seeing Moolac Peak a lot, which was still on that North Fork Trail, coming off of Sawtooth Mountain.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could see Moolac was front and center coming off of Sawtooth and doing the
North Fork Barren Trail.
There've been a lot of trails.
Yeah, and they should have like really all just been called like the Barren Creek Trail or something like that, because then they were all like hyphenated. But anyways, I really liked Barren Lakes yesterday. It was unbelievably peaceful, and we had it all to ourselves. Even though we didn't stay for very long, we stopped and had a nice little lunch break there. It was so peaceful. Like, you could just feel the calmness, and I couldn't believe that there was nobody there, because there was horse tracks and horse poop the entire trail up, so we thought we'd come to a couple groups up there that had ridden some horses from a different trail, and for like the hour and a half we were there, we had it all to ourselves. Thompson Lake was really cool too. I've never seen water that blue with spires like that. And then coming off of Sawtooth Lake, that trail behind it, the North Fork Barren Creek Trail, that was really pretty too. All those unnamed lakes right past Sawtooth Lake are really gorgeous. Overall, it's been a really wonderful experience. It is really bittersweet that today's our last day. I don't know how I feel about it.
On the North Fork Trail, you didn't like the really dense, grown-up parts, did you? See, I like that.
Well, it also was really hot that day, and I had come prepared thinking that we were doing downhill, and so I was in a pair of pants and a long-sleeve shirt, and it was hot, and then every time we went through the brush, I felt like I was getting, like, attacked or eaten, and I didn't like that. And you did, because it made you feel like we were, like, jungle explorers, like that we were bushwhacking through the Amazon or something.
We kind of were bushwhacking, just not through the Amazon. So every mountain stream that would come down into the valley would have these 8-foot stands of vegetation just growing around the stream. So if the stream was 3 feet wide, you'd have probably 15 feet of vegetation to go through. And again, 8 feet tall, all coming in on the trail, having to push our way through it. I liked it. It contributed to it being one of my favorite days. And then when we finally got down to the creek crossing, it was very pretty there. A lot of really tall wildflowers. I got a pretty good picture of a bee there.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So that was one of those days where I really enjoyed the morning, and then mid-afternoon I was not quite enjoying it as much, and then by the time we got to the water and took a dip and stuff, I was really back to enjoying all of it. So I learned a lot on this trail. This is the farthest we've ever gone, the longest amount of days we've ever gone to. Learned a lot about how my body needs to be hydrated and have proper nutrients to make it through those long days with these heavy packs that we have. And maybe on the next trip we'll try ultralight backpacking.
You can't just say that without explaining that some lady told us we should look into it.
Yeah, thanks, lady. But yeah, John likes to show off all of my homemade food all the time. That's what he was doing.
It's almost gone now.
These are homemade granola bars. I made all of our own dehydrated meals for the entire trip, and they've all been really good so far. I have to brag on myself a little bit. But overall, it's going to be weird going back to civilization tonight. Maybe possibly getting a hotel room, sleeping in a bed. We're definitely going to take showers and do some laundry at the lodge. And then hopefully get a pizza in Stanley. So it's going to be weird, but this is the last day. Just hopefully 4 miles downhill. That'll be it. This is it. The final descent. Here we go. There she is, Redfish Lake. A little different than where we've been.